Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Shannon Ashley here, and since you guys already clicked, you already know what this video is about. We are reviewing the L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation. The cool thing about this foundation is one, that it has SPF 50 in it, which means you'll be protecting your skin for the first 1 to 2 hours of when you step outside, depending on how early you put on your foundation. And two, L'Oreal dropped this foundation with 30 shades. So that is just such a win. It just shows that people, as in brands, are continuing to be more inclusive of darker skin tones like mine. So I am grateful that this foundation came with a lot of colors to choose from. So I want you guys to let me know what you guys think about this shade on my face. But without further ado, let's just start the video. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. But yeah, let's just get started. Alright, so brows are done and I'm already color corrected here, so we are ready to begin with this foundation. This foundation is in the color Deep Cool, and I wanted to film this in natural lighting so you guys can see how it looks in natural lighting and without the ring light. And I wanted to show you guys how it looks outside too. So we are going to use a brush on one side and a beauty sponge on the other. Alright, so let's just go ahead and do the beauty sponge side first. I'm just going to apply it right to my forehead. So this small little spout it has going on, it does make it so you can really control how much is coming out, and it does make it feel more like a serum in my opinion. So that's cool, but it does feel like it takes a minute to get it all on your face. It blends in pretty nice with the beauty sponge. It does feel like it is a tad bit darker. I haven't lotioned my skin yet, so maybe when I lotion the rest of my body, it'll be a little bit more vibrant. But it does feel like it is a little more darker. But also, I've been inside, so it's just kind of like, what is my skin tone? Does anyone else feel like they're losing their skin color during this quarantine? Because I feel like I'm not gonna be white, but I feel like my skin is like my melanin is evaporating. So I've been trying to go on walks more, but that's a whole nother story in itself. Let me put some lip gloss on, you guys, because my lips are not the business. Okay, so this is it with foundation, and this is no foundation. And I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little bit of lotion to my skin so my skin doesn't look such of a contrast. Okay, so now I have lotion on, and you guys can tell with lotion, my skin is much more vibrant and kind of matches the foundation now. It's just a little bit more glowy. But I can say, because I've been inside more, this is a little bit darker than my skin tone, but I don't know if I would choose another color because I'm not going to buy the whole collection to see. But there might be a better color out there for me. But now this has sat on my face for a few minutes. I really like it. I feel like, I know I say this a lot, but I feel like it looks like skin. Like my skin is just so radiant right now. It's really a radiant foundation. Onto this side. And this side we are going to use a brush to apply. Okay, that should be enough. And this is just a brush I got from the 99-cent store. What is new? Okay, yeah, so my skin, this definitely isn't the perfect match for my skin because, as you can see, like, I'm a little bit lighter, which is just so weird to me. I'm so used to just being like, it's so weird that there's like so many more shades now that are darker than me because I'm used to just making it work. So that's why I'm like, it's not perfect, but I can make it work. But who knows, like there might actually be a better shade out there for me. But I'm probably not gonna repurchase this unless I know that I'm like in love with this foundation. Okay, so brush versus beauty blender. Beauty blender is a lot more like hydrated and like a little bit more supple, and the brush is just really more like flat and almost kind of matte in a sense. So if you really want that like dewiness, I would use a beauty blender, and if you just want kind of like the matte, just like, you know, fooling people that this is your actual skin, I would use a brush. So now we're gonna go in with the Age Perfect Radiant Concealer. Oh, guys, there was an earthquake last night. It was kind of freaky. What, today is April something. There's an earthquake in LA. It's very subtle, in my opinion. I think it was like a 3.8, but it's kind of freaky. Just side note. This is more of like a watery concealer That's how I would describe it. It is very, it like moves a lot in my opinion compared to my other concealers. I think I'm gonna do like a full concealer breakdown, like my whole collection. Lately, this isn't the type of concealer I would go for, just because I like my concealer to be a little bit thicker, especially since I have oily skin. I feel like thicker concealers kind of hold back the oil more, but that is just my opinion. I want to know what you guys think though. If you guys have oily skin, do you guys notice that a thicker concealer works better? Let me know. Okay, so we're just going to blend in all of the concealer. It does though, like for these watery concealers, it does help if you just let it sit for a second. So that's kind of what I was doing. I could have let it sit a little bit longer. But when you let it just sit, like the concealer hitting the air helps it to thicken up a bit. So I can say that if you're not for, you know, super liquidy concealers, but you just so happen to have one and you want to finish using it, just let it sit for a little bit. That trick really, really does help. Okay, so now that, you know, I got this all going on, I saw that L'Oreal came out with some setting powders too. I wanted to try that, the infallible ones, but I have so much freaking setting powder right now, guys. It's not gonna happen. It's not in the books for right now. But I'm going to, I really want to give this a standing chance. So I'm going to go in with my Coty Airspun powder. You guys have been here. You know, this is my powder. I would set with like a different powder, but because I want to give this like a true review to see like if it's going to pass a wear test, I'm going to set it with like the best things I know to set it with. Because your girl needs this to stay on her face all day. I seriously haven't worn makeup in like 2 weeks, so I know my skin is thriving, but I miss it. I miss feeling like the little pretty, I mean, pretty regardless, but whenever I like fully do my makeup, I just get more compliments. And yeah, I guess that's anyone that ever wears makeup though, you just get more compliments. And I really enjoy the art of being able to like make your face just look so perfect, like so flawless. All right, so I'm gonna let this, you know, sit and, you know, bake out a little bit while I finish doing the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back to show you guys the finished look. Okay, so this is the finished look with the foundation and my whole routine. So for my lips, I have Milani Matte Tease on top of a lip balm. And for my eyes, I literally just use the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette. And I use Coty Airspun, this L'Oreal True Match powder to just set everything up. And Dollar Tree eyeliner. And of course, my favorite mascara. So far, I think my skin looks really, really good. Really hydrated, really healthy, just really, really natural. This is a very natural foundation. And you guys are probably wondering why I'm reviewing this. So just to talk about it again, it is marketed towards older, mature skin, but that doesn't mean that people with younger skin can't use it. If anything, if you do use it, your skin will look better in the long run because it has lots of hydrating ingredients in it, supposedly. And the thing that I just love about this foundation is that it has SPF 50 in it, which I know a lot of us Black people don't think that we need sunscreen, but when it comes to dark spots and fading them, I have found that sunscreen has been tremendous. So even like though this isn't going to protect your skin all day, it will protect your skin on your way into the office, when we go back outside, or just when you first go outside for a couple hours. It will protect your skin and it will stop your skin from getting dark spots. Like I have dark spots here and on my face, more so from like acne, but they don't necessarily heal all the time because I think when the sun hits it, it penetrates more. So I'm gonna do my best to kind of fade them with using like vitamin C and other fading serums, but also protecting my skin when I go outside. So that's why I absolutely love sunscreen foundation. But so far this is doing good. I was really hesitant about this foundation because I thought it was just going to be too oily. We will see. But right now it seems to be as flat as like my Revlon foundation. So that's pretty good. But again, we will see as the day goes on. So I will check in with you guys. But let me know right now, what do you guys think of this foundation? Comment below and let me know if you guys think it's gonna last all day, if you guys even thought about picking it up. I'm curious to know. But I'm going to go on and get about my business, and I will check in with you guys throughout the day. It is about 1:15, and this is what my face is looking like. So we have some serious creasing going on right here. And then my skin is starting to like get oily in a sense. It's not too bad for an oily or like a radiant glowy foundation, but usually like with my Revlon Color Stay, this is how my face looks like at the end of the day. And we're only 4 hours into wearing this foundation, so I'm quite concerned. I'm not gonna pat or anything like that, even though I do have a meeting. Oh, and I did notice my like this concealer. That's another reason why I don't really like watery concealers, is because like my little wrinkles or lines underneath my eyes are super, ooh, no, it's not cute, but they're super like, they show through way more when I have a watery concealer. I'm not sure why, it just does. But yeah, my hair is not laid. I'm just like all over the place. But I actually have a meeting I have to do now, and I'll check back in with you guys around like 5 or 6. It's probably when I'm going to take this makeup off. So far we're doing just okay. It's just super glowy, so it's what you would expect with when you want mature, or like if you have older skin, you're gonna want the dewiness. But yeah, we'll check back in. All right guys, so it is the end of the day. I have had this foundation on for about 8-ish hours, no blotting or anything, and I know everything looks good on this camera, so I want to get a little closer so you guys can see what is actually going on. What's going on here is a lot. Okay, so truth be told, everything kind of stayed in place to a certain extent, but I think I'm either gonna need a better finishing spray or powder to get this foundation to work. But just off the top, this wouldn't be a favorite for me, just because it's more of a dewy foundation. But I did want to test it out for you guys so that those with matte skin or people that like to just wear extra powder for radiant foundations can see what it's like. And I really like that L'Oreal dropped a foundation with so many new colors. So what I noticed here is that we're super oily, like in this area here and my nose here. It's almost like a river of oil. Like, I kid you not, it could literally start like flowing down my face into my mouth on both sides. Our crease lines though aren't that bad. I can say that although like the line is apparent, it didn't really settle into it, so that is a huge plus. As far as the concealer, I'm not really digging like these really big lines. Like, you guys, the concealer really settled into it. Like, if I open this, you can kind of see like there's literally lines. So that just shows that the concealer really like got in there. And that just is because it's a watery concealer. So I would need to let it sit for much longer to get this concealer to work. But truth be told, watery lightweight concealers just aren't my preference. So other than like my T-zone area, everything looks pretty good, but right now it's just like, boy, my face is oily. Like, I'm gonna turn the brightness down just a little bit so you guys can see the actual oiliness. I think that's way better for you guys to see just how freaking oily this foundation is. So as far as would I recommend, would I repurchase, as of right now, I'm gonna say I would not repurchase, just because it doesn't hit those factors of being like not oily at the end of the day, non-transferable. When I have my mask on today, it literally got all over my mask, and I don't like foundations that do that. So for me personally, I would not repurchase this. But if you're a person with drier skin or more mature aging skin, I think this would be a really good foundation, because the foundation in itself doesn't really settle. Like, my crease lines were apparent, but it didn't settle into my lines. And you can tell like the difference between this line here where the foundation was and this line here, or these lines here where the concealer was. Like, the concealer wasn't good to me, so it settled a lot in these lines. But the foundation did a much better job because it didn't settle. Like, my crease lines for the 1,000th time are apparent, but product didn't settle into it. So it's an okay foundation. I'm not over the wall, over the top crazy for it. I will use it a lot probably this summer though, because I do like the fact that it has SPF in it. But when I use it, I'm just gonna know that I have to set it way, way better with my Airspun powder, and probably use a setting spray and blot throughout the day. So those are my thoughts on this foundation. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are down in the comment box below, and if you guys are gonna give this foundation a try. I have lots of other foundation videos too, so I will link that playlist below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!